2 with another dimension on there, so 1. And then another dimension 0.25, so 4.25 I think I'm going with.
I don't know if your math was right. I think it was 3.25, but that was good.
This week we're joined by Matthew Moldenhauer as we go back into the Summer of the Stout. This is episode 115 of the Malting Hour.
What's the haps on the hops? Got yeast, that's beast. This the Malting Hour where we talk about our drink and tell you what we think every other week. And if we get drunk, well, we might slur our speech. Got the gift of gab, the friends you wish you had. Join us for a drink, join us for a laugh. Time is never wasted, where you getting wasted. The Malting Hour here, people take your places. People take your places. People take your home.
Welcome to the Malting Hour. I am one of your hosts, Tony Golick, joined always with...
Brandon Winninger.
To my left,
Danny Polly.
to his left,
Matthew Moldenhauer.
Matthew, welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
Hey man, thanks for being here.
Well, we were just going to drink beers, so we decided why not just record it.
You decided. It was a great idea. It was a good suggestion. You said, why not? We can either meet at a bar. Hey, keep it down over there. We can either keep it at a bar. We can either keep, meet up at a bar. We can either keep up at a bar or record a podcast. It was a good idea.
Yeah, I think I only have friends based on making it profitable. Hey, you brought barrel-aged beers. I'm going to say profitable.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like
Happy
that.
fucking Monday.
Yeah. Monday. Danny, welcome back.
Thank you.
2 in a row.
This is technically 3 weeks in a row now.
Yeah, Foster actually asked me, he was like, again?
Don't worry about it, man. That's what you should have said. Check it out. We're good. Okay? Dad's going out for a little bit. You'll be in bed. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'll be here in the morning.
Just listen to the podcast. You
Yeah.
can hear my voice there.
And remember that guy, Tony? He'll always be mean to
He'll
Dad.
keep listening to the podcast and he'll know words like aqueous.
Yes.
This is very aqueous. What did we say we're going to call this?
Summer of the Stout.
Dark Knight, Summer of the Stout. Summer of the Stout, right? Summer of the Stout, 2023, The Dark Knight. How's that?
That's good.
Cool.
This would have been
See if I
a good.
remember the name.
I mean, what's the temperature outside? It's still 80 fucking degrees. But if we didn't live in the flight path to try to do another outdoor one in the fire pit.
Yeah, we all live together, by the way. Since 2023 has happened, we all now live at Brandon's house. We just decided, let's bring all the families together. And we all live under the flight path. But this is great. It's all for the
Commune?
podcast.
Is that what they call
Yeah,
it?
it's coming. It's all for the podcast. We convinced our families we all need to live together for a podcast about beer.
I'm pretty sure there has to be a podcast commune.
I'm going to look that up after this. Anyway, so we're going to drink some stouts, and the first one that we're drinking is one that I brought all the way from my trip to Arkansas.
Tell
What's
us
up,
about
Dan?
it.
What's going on, Dan?
Is this bike rack?
Yeah, it's Bike Rack. It is Medusa, which is a barrel-aged imperial stout. Dan, tell us about it.
All right, 11.7% ABV.
What?
Weak.
After spending 6 months in bourbon barrels, this year's Medusa Imperial Stout is ready for the world. At 11.7% ABV, you'll be smitten as smooth tendrils of chocolate and espresso snake their way through strong oak character. With slightly boozy bite of tobacco on the finish, it's beautiful, powerful, dangerous, and decadent. It's all but mythical. Medusa, taste the legend.
It sounds like a description of me. When I used to smoke. And a tobacco finish.
So first thoughts, I didn't know that this was coffee, and I was getting this weird bitterness. Now I know what it is, and it tastes like. And I don't want to knock the beer, but it tastes like when you have a coffee beer and the coffee starts to turn a little bit.
Interesting.
And it's getting more on the green side. It's kind of how it's coming off to me a little bit.
I get what you're saying with that. I think that might be more of the espresso where you're using a bean that you're doing really hot.
Yeah.
Supposedly going over that and getting more of the acid because it was extremely bitter. I'm not getting as much of that vegetal, which is usually the case of like coffee beers getting older and turning. Is for me, that's where you get a lot of that green pepper.
Okay.
And I'm not getting the green pepper. I'm just getting that like real acidic bite.
Yeah. I don't know if I like that though.
Dan and I were talking about this before we started recording. So they said notes of espresso, and then we had coffee. not sure if there actually is coffee in this. I think there might be.
I think there is
because when I opened it and started pouring it, like the first,
I could smell coffee. I smelled like coffee.
I smelled coffee.
No, I smelled coffee, but I didn't know that there was coffee in it, and I was like, oh, that's.
I mean, because my thought was maybe it's just the grains, like roasty grains. You can get that strong coffee, but acidity that is standing out to me because I am very sensitive to
acid.
Yeah, sometimes I get a little heartburn. I don't get heartburn from, or any type of burn from barrel-aged beers. I'm getting a little bit from this.
The only
I got your Tums over there.
Thank you, sir.
The only other thing I can think that would be the acid. My first thought was that
Actual
it was
acid?
Carbonic acid, very highly carbonated. But then, like when you gave me the pour, I didn't get much head, so I wasn't thinking that it really might be. But it definitely does feel like a lot of little bubbles on the palate. So that could also just be very highly carbed, even though you got it in a crowler.
Yeah,
So-
which was actually, you guys heard it, cracked it open. It was still sounded pretty, like these were sitting in the refrigerator ready to go. They didn't fill this up for me, so I don't know if there's a difference of like filling crawlers, to go or running it like a canning line. I feel like that's maybe what they did with some of these.
It depends on the kind of crawler that you have. You have one of the automatic sealers, it'll be different in how it does versus there's some old school ones where they just still fill it, put a can on top. Yeah, if we take
That's
samples to someone, we can just fill something straight off of the faucet, bring over to our canning line, bring it to someone.
Why don't you do that for me?
Because we can everything.
Just give me some samples sometimes.
I brought you beer to drink before this. What do you think that was?
Touche. I'm also getting, well, Dan, before we get to you to see what you think. Dan, by the way, if anybody hears any buzzing, there is one lone fly flying around here like a little asshole, and you might hear him because these mics are pretty good. I'm getting also notes of...
I think I wasn't here all day.
So we showed up. That's why you had the barricade in front of your basement door.
Fly
Keep the flies out. The old fly stopper. There's like a note of like vanilla, like marshmallowy. Not like sweet marshmallow, but like maybe toasted. Like, I don't know. There's a vanilla there to me.
I get it.
This is completely off topic, but when you said toasted, so we went to Rev on Friday.
I like when we go off topic.
Dude, they have a s'mores s'mores pie with a Death Tar marshmallow meringue like on top that they toast. Fucking fantastic.
That sounds really good.
Did
you get a whole pie to bring for the
No.
episode tonight?
No, but I should.
The Baking Hour with your host Brandon
When we do
Wenninger.
the food show, finally, we'll do.
Coming soon for our Patreon. The Baking Hour.
It'll be a lot of wings and like smoked meats.
Clark's Confections.
Ooh, you hear that, Clark? You're
Clark,
signed up.
Clark can't cook shit.
We are coming up with segments.
Ooh, that sounds like a fucking challenge.
He makes ice cream though.
That's true.
Not as good as mine, but yeah, it's good.
Your Bourbon County ice cream and your the Biscoff. Those are my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
You got to get that Biscoff spread, man. It's
Noted.
the best thing in the world. Dan, what do you think of this beer?
I actually really like it. I mean, you guys are like talking about it, and I'm kind of like, yeah, I get the acidity a little bit, but it's not like it's like a bitter coffee, not like a sour beer acidity to me. But it reminds me of like, it's gonna sound crazy because I was getting to vanilla too, and before you even said that, it's like you have like a tiramisu and you like just scrape off like a titch of the icing with the espresso powder on
I'm
top.
sorry, a titch?
A titch.
Hmm.
Just like a little
Aqueous titch. All right, I'm just remembering all the words you're teaching.
And then you eat that, and so that's kind of what it tastes like to me. Like I really
like that. The version, the variant I had of this when I was in Arkansas had, I think, coconut in it. It was really good. Like, and I felt like it. It was also the last stop of the 3 or 4 breweries that I went to, and this was the first like pour that I had there because I just did tasters at all these breweries. I felt like it was. I remember it being like a little heavier, maybe a little thicker. It's light. The body on this is light. It's not like light. It's I should say it's light for a barrel aged stout.
In today's standards.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a good stout. Like, I feel I'd like to have this non-barrel aged. I feel like that's, to me, and I don't mean that as like a knock at the barrel aged version. I feel like it's a compliment when I say it, at least. Like, when I have a barrel aged beer that I don't know what like the base beer tastes like, I feel like that is, like, I want more of it, basically. I just want to know what it's like without the barrel. Because I do get like oakiness, and like said tobacco finish, like in my head, it reminded me of there's this one wine in North Carolina that I've tried. It's called Cape Fear Blood Wine, and they had mentioned how it has like a tobacco finish. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And this was when I first got into brewing beer, so I was really interested because they were talking about the process of wine and all the flavors that go in there. And so this guy's explaining everything, and when he said the tobacco thing, I was like, that's weird. And then I had this in my head, like, this is what tobacco tastes like. The first sip I took of this, the aftertaste I got, reminded me of that wine. There's something in there, so I guess that's the tobacco type flavor. I don't think so much like, I think it's like a pipe tobacco type thing, like a sweet type of. This hunting of the fly is getting real exciting here. But that's what I'm taking away from this.
Yeah, typically tobacco is definitely a verbiage that people use on earthy notes.
Brandon flicked the fly.
I was like, I'm going to get hit in the face.
Yeah. I thought you flicked it into the windowsill over there, and it flew around. It was like, utopias, I'm free. Sorry, go ahead, continue, please. We're still going to give a play-by-play of what's going on with the fly.
We just need it to drown in a beer.
Yeah. But yeah, tobacco tends to be, if you look at like the flavor wheel, tends to be in that earthy spice, tobacco, those kind of notes where you get kind of that really rich, woodsy kind of characteristic. But for me, like tobacco, I think the issue for me, a lot of times when people say tobacco, I think most people immediately start thinking tobacco and smoke and Rauch beer, which doesn't have to be whatsoever.
Right.
No, because I feel like with Rauch beer too, like I don't feel like I get smokiness. I never get like tobacco is not something that I first go to, but definitely like a wood smokiness or like, you know, something different. But I've had the tobacco experience before, both in like bourbons and wines and some beers, but like that with Rauch beer is completely different to me, at least.
When I hear tobacco, I think of the artist Tobacco, who's also Black Moth Super Rainbow.
Sure.
Anyway, Brandon,
Thanks, bud.
How many snake's heads are you giving this beer?
I thought we were gonna say like fucking mosquitoes or flies.
That's for later.
I will say I'm gonna go.
Were you about to start singing the Star Spangled Banner?
I will say to this beer. I'm gonna go 3.8.
I think it's a fair assessment there. Matthew, how many snakeheads are you giving this?
Yeah, I think that was actually fair. I was thinking around 3.75, which for me, I've been listening to you guys. Like, it's always hard because I think you guys tend to be at like that 4, and you have like very nuanced between like 4, 4.2, 4.25.
4 is we enjoy it enough that we would keep drinking it. I feel like.
See, to me, that's like a 3.
Yeah, I agree. That's how it used to be. For when, like, I think we had this conversation, like Clark and I had talked about it, and maybe all of us had talked about it on the show, that like my check-ins of beers on Untapped, like if I'm not putting a 4, I feel like I'm like, I don't like this beer.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
Okay.
I don't care for the beer that much.
Because that's where I'm like,
Yeah.
I call it 3, I feel like I'm an asshole.
No,
I'm still drinking.
A 3 is still good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I feel like it's preference at this point.
This is middle of the road right there.
3.8, and I feel like 3.8 is pretty good. Like, you know, that's it's higher from the middle. You know?
Yeah, and this is actually definitely one of those barrel-aged stouts that I wouldn't mind having after a couple others because it's a little bit thinner. It has that kind of be like that ashiness, dryness.
Yeah.
That like you can enjoy this a few deep. And
the dryness is something we didn't really mention. There isn't like a strong sweetness to this. Maybe Dan was going to say it, but I didn't really go back to him.
yeah, so that's where I am.
All right.
All right, so Dan.
Dan, how many snakeheads are you giving this?
I'm gonna go. I quite enjoyed it. So I'm gonna go 4.25.
Ooh.
I really liked it. I like the. You were talking about the wine and stuff like that, and it kind of. I was getting like a tannic note at the end of it, like a red wine, and that is part of the dryness that you guys were talking about too. But I like it.
Brandon.
This isn't the wine hour.
We could do an episode on wine. I think, I don't know. I'm kind of, now that we just had the conversation about, you know, the rating, I'm gonna stay with where I go. I'm going with like 4. I like it. But I think I'm gonna go just straight 4 on this. I like it. I would have it again. Like if it was available to us, like it was on the, like when it released, I'd be like, yeah, I'd get it. I don't know if I'd be like, Osner reserve it, but if someone else had it and it was so, maybe I should go maybe like a 3.75. I don't know, guys. Where do I go with that?
Well, that's
with what I just said.
To me, I think that's also what's difficult is where you think about where you're drinking it. If this were also a price point that you can get Dragon's Milk, and I could get a 4-pack of this for
absolutely
$16. Yeah, I would drink this.
I don't remember this being
go back for it.
Incredibly expensive, by the way. I don't think so. I'm going to go with right now. I'm staying at the 4. That's the way I feel about it at this moment, right here with you guys, enjoying this collar. And thank you, by the way, because I've been wanting to crack this open and share and drink it. So
thank you for sharing.
Thanks for sharing.
Dan, your beer is up next.
That it is.
I'm pretty happy that I've got my own water tonight, guys. I'm just going to throw that out there. Normally I don't. Normally, like, Dan, hit me up with some water. And you're like, no way, this is my bottle that I brought for me. I wasn't making fun of you. That's just how I hear you speak.
COVID, man.
I'm pouring motor oil. That was fuck. There's going to be more left over. That is motor oil. Holy shnikes.
So, this is from...
No, please.
Barclay Brewing Company, and it is Dimensions of Time 10. It's their maple bourbon stout. So it says, Dimensions of Time is our barrel-aged imperial stout blends for the Dimensions of Time Barrel Project membership. These beers set between 13 to 20 months in a variety of barrels. For the blend, we have 4 maple bourbon barrels, Old Fit 7-year and Stag Junior. Each variant of DOT is meant to inspire thoughtfulness to the complexity and nuance or dimensions of the beer over time. And did I say it's 15%?
Oh, we should have started with this. Actually, if we started with this, really would have
devalued the other one.
Yeah, it would have, I think it would have knocked it down a little bit.
This is definitely more towards that modern stout.
So I was joking around about the motor oil, but then I'm swirling it around in my glass. And
she's thick.
It does my favorite thing about big stouts like this. It's like if you poured soy sauce or like teriyaki glaze into a glass and then poured it out. Yeah. It leaves that nice deep
brown, rich
and brown on it.
Tony never throws out teriyaki glaze; he just throws it back.
Damn right. Actually, I pour it onto the meat as I'm cooking, which is what I did yesterday. I made some teriyaki.
Those look good.
They were very good. I need to make another sauce because that chili oil. Honey chili oil and the hot honey, there is no heat on there whatsoever, but it was very tasty, so I want to make a sauce with more of that to add
I got it.
You did?
Teriyaki time with Tony. Go on.
Finally! Man, we did it. Oh, I can't wait for all these Patreons.
No, you gotta say Tony's teriyaki time. That's how it's all T's.
Even better.
T cubed.
You fucked it up, Dan, but great idea, so I'm not going to be mad.
It's just an idea, man.
Dan, you brought this.
Oh, man.
Let's start with you, baby.
All right. So, this is thick.
Yeah.
And it's pretty sweet.
No, I don't know why I laughed at that, but that was a good description.
It's not, too sweet. Sometimes you have that sweetness where it kind of, makes the back of your cheeks, clench. It's not, I don't know if I'd call this...
I don't know what that is, but I think I understand what you mean.
I don't like sweet stuff, so maybe it's just me.
Probably.
I'm trying to think. What do you call... Pastry stout. I don't know if I'd call this a pastry stout sweet.
No.
But it's close.
It's
bordered.
It's close.
Yeah, bordered.
I've had some pastry stouts. I mean, let's be honest.
I get what you guys are saying. This is definitely still a pastry stout. I just think it's a very well done where you still have balance in beer. I think there's some places that are... I think, especially in American brewing, you saw it a few years ago with the hops. You saw it a few years ago with the stouts. The people who... You throw everything at the wall and then you kind of work back.
I'll tell you this: the Hubbard's Cave pastry stouts, the coffee cakes, and all that. I mean, I used to during the pandemic. It was great because I was like, first time trying it, I'm like, oh my god! And I would sit in front of the fire, the original Summer of the Stout, and drink it, and I'd enjoy it. And then I think a year or two later, I tried to do it again, and I got halfway through, and I was like, I need water, and I wish someone else was here to help me finish this. Now I still finished it, but it took a very long time.
You glutton.
Priorities.
Damn right. That's why I look the way I do, baby.
I really do like it, and I feel, as Matthew was saying, I feel like you still get the roastiness of the stout on it. You get the barrel character, and I feel like it's more than just bourbon. I don't know. It's a kind of complex beer. It's not just one note of anything.
I agree. I feel like the maple that I'm getting is not here's sweet maple syrup. It's you have waffles or pancakes and that aftertaste in your mouth of syrup. If they have real maple syrup, that's the lingering in the back for me.
This would be good in a
ice cream.
Well, that too, but in
cupcake.
Dude, in a waffle batter.
Waffle batter.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense because I'm rereading it and it's saying maple bourbon barrels.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, it's not that.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
Like
not that sweetness.
It's nice though. Like that's the.
It's sitting there because you don't need a lot of maple to really actually get that flavor and nuance.
No. CBS was the one maple stout that I really enjoyed because it was pretty fucking sweet, but it had like a nice maple characteristic to it. Ever since then, it's been hard for me to like enjoy a beer that said it had maple in it.
Well, I even feel like the last iterations of CBS that I bought were nowhere near up to the par of like the original.
That's because Founders is garbage now.
Well, yeah.
Pass that bottle back.
But that original run, man, like, and I think you had one of the ones. Didn't you have one of the original ones when I brought it? Like, we had it at.
Yes, you brought it over. Yes, you brought it over
brewing.
when we were brewing. Yeah, because was that when we were doing our Woot Stout clone?
Possibly, yeah.
Which, by the way, I still have a giant champagne bottle of Woot Stout that you gave me.
Oh yeah,
We gotta drink
3
that
liter
sometime.
bottle. Should have brought that for tonight.
When's that episode?
I don't know, but you're on it because we're gonna need like 9 people for that one. I really like this. I just poured a little bit more. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, to me, this is exactly where I think the industry's doing well. I don't know this brewery, but they're hitting basically everything that modern brewers are trying to hit with those big stouts. To your point, I think opposite. This is that kind of beer that I would not want to try non-barrel aged because to get this kind of body and flavor and everything else, you need that time in barrels. Yeah. You need so much more of everything else.
There's definitely specific beers that when you're trying to be like, ooh, what's that going to taste like if it wasn't barrel aged? This, to me, I'd be like, if I didn't have this barrel aged, I'd be like, I'm drinking like syrup.
Yeah, it'd probably be pretty bitter too.
Yeah.
Oh, motherfucker's back.
Ooh, the fly's back. What's going to happen? Brandon, what do you think about this beer?
I really enjoy it. I do like the maple that's coming through. I love the body on it. I'm getting like...
Yeah, you're the first person, by the way, to really talk about the body.
Yeah. I'm getting like, you know, it's not to the level of like those really thick pastry stouts that we have. It's really on the cusp of it though. Sweetness is very kind of mild in comparison to, you know, sweeter beers. But like I'm loving the maple. I'm loving like the oakiness that's coming through from the barrel. It's all like everything is very slight but plays very well together. You know, there's some like little bit of chocolatiness in there, and you know, hint of smokiness. I like it.
Would you say that you're loving it? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba?
Would you say there's a lot of dimensions to this beer?
Well, it's a multiverse of beer.
Oh man, that was 3 like nice little. Dan, we just need something from you. That's all right. Dan,
Where's the cricket? I mean, fly.
Dan, what was the other one that we've had? Wasn't it an After the Final Pour, or was it a Christmas episode? Or...
It was with Shalonda and Nick.
Oh yeah,
was it the 100th episode?
Yeah.
Oh,
I brought that.
Oh, that's right.
But that was their... I don't remember what number it was, but that was the one that didn't really have like adjuncts. Like it was straight different bourbon barrels.
That wasn't the one we were blending, right? There was a beer at one point we were blending with.
You guys had Alinea or Alinea or no?
Yeah.
What was it?
The one that used to be was when I first had
the
it.
foreign
was
exchange
like
one. Yeah. You guys were. I think you guys were blending that.
Was it? I don't know. We were adding bourbon to one beer. It was very good. I don't really remember the 100th episode. It was a lot of fun. That's what Nick and I did.
We did a 100th epised.
Yeah, just running like 1:15, 16 right now. I don't know. I can hear myself coming through the headphones there. That was crazy. Daniel, how many dimensions are you going to give this beer?
You're gonna have me go first.
Think about the Beastie Boys.
I am going to go. So, again, not a big sweet guy. I think this is really well done for what it is and for a maple beer. I'm gonna go 4-5 on this one.
Ooh.
Thank you. By the way, thank you for bringing this as well. That's 2 of these that I've had now that I probably wouldn't have had otherwise.
I didn't say this is. So I had a buddy that was part of the program, and we ended up splitting some of the bottles. But you had to be like part of a membership thing.
Yeah, I think that was part of the description. Yeah, it's really good. This is like the second one we've had, and I only hope to try more. Matthew.
Are you saying not everyone can get it? 5 stars.
Scarcity.
This is the best beer I've ever had. How many dimensions are you giving this?
I was thinking 4 a little before. This is definitely really well done. I'm so happy to see it in a 750. Like, it's a perfect share with between 4 people. And
I was just going to say, like, this is there's a little bit left, too, and I poured just a tiny bit more into my glass, but, you know, it's the type of beer that there's enough there for everybody to have just like a little bit more once it warms up if we want. So
Yeah, and it's definitely one that you would, at the end of the night, you'd go back to and go, yeah, that one really was nice.
yeah. So, I'm sorry. Did you give a number? I missed it.
I said 4.
I missed it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
4.123.
Ooh. I'm just gonna round that down to a 4.12. Brandon, how many dimensions are you giving this?
I'm going to go with 2.
Many choices.
2 stars, damn.
2. With another dimension on there, so 1. And then another dimension, 0.25, so 4.25, I think I'm going with.
I don't know if your math was right. I thought it was 3.25, but that was good.
No, I said
2.
I said 2 plus
and then
1,
another
and then
dimension.
plus another dimension, and a
0.25.
2.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
2.5.
That was good. I'm going with Dan on this, 4.5 dimensions. I really like it. It's everything that you guys said. There's all those things about it that I really enjoy. I do think, like you said, Matthew, at the end of the night, this is going to be one that I remember. Like, oh man, that was really nice. It's really well done. It's up there with some of the other barrel aged adjuncted stouts, and with maple and a maple, bourbon barrel aged. Like that's. I really like it. I might even, you know what? I'm gonna go 4.6. Going 4.6.
Fuck off.
4.6 dimensions.
Nobody cares.
Jesus Christ, Brandon.
That point, whatever.
Brandon's
Is
getting
there
a little mad
chili
at
in here?
Tony.
That's a little spicy.
Brandon's getting a little mad at Tony before the break. What's going on?
What I was gonna say is, have you ever brewed with maple?
No. And in fact, what I wanted to do was, does anybody know the root that you use that gives off an actual maple flavor?
Sarsaparilla.
No.
We used a mushroom.
Sassafras.
Right. That I know.
what?
But
A
there is,
mushroom?
but there, I'll have to look it up. But there is a particular, because maple syrup itself, like that's just pure sugar, so it's going to dry out the beer and just fucking, raise the alcohol. That's fine, but
We can teach you.
thanks, buddy. I know there's ways to do it, but I know there is a way to impart. There's something else that you can use that does impart like a maple flavor without having to use maple syrup and going crazy with your ABV or science with Matthew.
Now that you guys got this new fancy production place, seems like you got a lot of free space for some dudes to come and do a collab.
Matthew, the fly is on your microphone.
Is it?
Oh, it's
Is it fenugreek?
I hit it.
yes. There it is. Thank you. Can you say that again for everybody?
Fenugreek.
Yes, that is used in home brewing to impart a maple flavor.
It's used in a lot of bread too, which if you ever had, it's really good in bread.
I have not.
Baking time with Matthew. That's pretty good, but we got to find something else for. I guess you're part of the show now. Anyways, you guys, let's take a break real quick. We've got 20 other beers we're gonna get through. It's the Summer of the Stout, aka. Did you say just the Dark Knight or the Dark Knight Rises? Coming back will be the Dark Knight Rises. That's after the break, right?
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
And we're back.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the Summer of the Stout 2023. The Dark Knight Rises, because we're back from the break. And we're going to drink another stout, obviously. Brandon, Dan's got it, so Dan's going to talk. Dan's got it. Dan's pouring. What year is this?
This is the 2016 Abyss Reserve, and it is brewed with blackstrap molasses and licorice, dry...
Sorry, my hand's on it.
Oatmeal.
Spiced
dried blood
with cherry bark and vanilla bean, 21% aged in oak bourbon barrels, 21% aged in oak wine barrels, and 8% aged in New Oregon oak barrels.
This is 7 years old.
That is very specific.
I'll tell you this. It's 7 years
I
old.
wonder if their math is correct.
I've had this before. I'm going to tell you guys right now. Swirl it around your cup. Shake it off a little bit. I know we've drank other things. We've had some water and a little bit of bourbon in between here, but I need to shake some of this off. There's I got a very strong, metallic, weird taste from my first sip before I did this.
I didn't.
That's just me, baby.
I think I did get it at the very end, like on the like.
There's a strong bitterness at the end of this.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
it's a 7-year-old beer.
I was going to say, let's preface this. We are also gauging this on drinking this beer now, not what it was like in 2016. I'm pretty sure, I might have it checked in on Untapped. You might want to check that just to make sure. But I do remember really liking the Abyss series, so I'm pretty sure I probably gave this very high praise.
I think I've had this too before, actually.
Matthew, what are you thinking about this beer?
Yeah, it'd be hard to think about what this was 7 years fresh. It is a lot thinner. I think that bitterness you get on then might be a little bit of that cherry. I have a little bit of that bourbon on the back of my palate, which I thought might be the metallic that you were talking about.
Metallic's gone now.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I think that first sip still might have just been a little bit of that bourbon, but that also could have just been something that came off right away.
Yeah, I'm kind of struggling with this one a little bit. The bitterness, like you were saying, the bitterness might be the cherry. There is like a
cherry wood.
Sorry. The bitter. I'm getting like not astringent, but it is hop, like not hop, but it reminds me of like a hop bitterness that's like in the middle of my tongue that goes from left to right also, and the finish. That's kind of what's standing out. But I will say, when I first take a sip. There is like the barrel flavor. There's a sweetness. There's a fruitiness to it that I really like. It's just the ending of kind of like it's like bitter chocolate. Actually, that's kind of what it's reminding of. Like really, really dark chocolate. I'm talking like 85% dark cocoa, which
I will preface this. I think this beer is one that somebody gave me that I did not necessarily store myself.
Mike.
So, I don't know if
did Mike give this to you?
I don't think so.
I feel like Mike has one of these still.
It's possible. But I don't know how it would have been stored, but yeah.
What are you saying?
So, Tony, you had the 2014 and 2015 versions.
I didn't have the 2016.
At least you didn't check it in.
Did I give what did I do for 2014, 2015?
Fours.
And
4.5. Sorry, 4.5 for 2015.
Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds about right back then.
And you also had the Abyss Rum from 2017.
What did I give that?
4.
I'm surprised I didn't give it lower. I'm not a big fan.
Really? You give something a 4?
It's crazy, right? Old Irving beers are already 4.25 up to 5. And I'm just going to throw that out there just so you guys know. Even before I met Matthew. Don't go and check my profile. Yeah, I definitely get like a bitter, dark chocolate finish on this. Kind of fruity up front with a little bit of barrel.
Yeah.
Or like bourbon.
It's very fruity up front.
Which is nice, which is really nice. It's kind of like chocolate, like dark, bitter chocolate covered fruit.
But like, just so, I mean, I was kind of trying to look at your check-ins, so I might have missed this. But the fruitiness to me is like that, like a dark fruit that's kind of been dried a little bit.
Okay, yeah. Not so much like, yeah.
Maybe some.
I wasn't pulling this out because I thought it would be a winner.
No. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad at all. I would say for 7 years old, this is a great beer to share to talk about. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a bad beer.
Yeah.
Actually, a beer like this, if you had another bottle of this, I think that'd be a fun beer to like bake with or like make something that has like cocoa or like a dark chocolate like a cupcake or a ganache or something like that. I feel like that would make it like
chili.
You know what? Hold on to the rest of this. Make some chili.
Does it say the ABV on there?
Oh, sorry. I'm
2%.
sure it does.
I just had it on an Untapped too, so I couldn't.
While I'm looking for
11.1%.
Yeah, 11.1.
Okay.
This was bottled on 12/8/16. So bottled at the end of 2016.
Okay, so I'm taking this from someone else, but I think it's a really interesting question with especially the 7-year-old beers. Where would you be drinking this? Obviously, Steal This Beer does this, but yeah, like what other reasons would you bring this out? Camping? Would you bring this out? To cook with?
Actually, I feel like camping or hanging out in the backyard, fall or summer. Like it's a hangout beer. This is a hangout beer. Like I'm not doing anything specific. It's more just like, oh hey guys, let's crack this open. Let's try this. Let's drink this, and maybe we're like grilling, like beef. It's a beef grilling type of beer.
Yeah, I like that. This reminds me of a beer I'd open with friends on a Sunday afternoon watching a random movie that we haven't seen in a really long time.
Tommy Boy.
Yes. This would be perfect. Something that all the quotes for, all the words for, and you're just like...
Brandon and I were ready to do
open
a
something
full
dumb.
fucking remake of... What were we going to do?
We were going to do the Tommy Boy podcast where we just have the entire script and just kind of go through
Have enough people to do each part.
Just have it be as a radio program and split it up into episodes.
I still think we can do. I think we can still do that. Without totally...
Sounds like a teen line.
Hey, shout out to Kevin Goggin. Teen Line. Check it out. teenline.bandcamp.com. That's TINELINE.bandcamp.com from 2020. When you said Sunday afternoon, I thought football too. Like if the four of us got together to watch football, this would be a good beer to crack open, and if
it would be amazing because we would definitely not watch the Packers.
Although if it was a Bears-Packers game, that'd be a lot of fun to watch with these two jamokes.
I think we would have to drink something in
Are
misery.
we getting together for the first game now? Is that what we were saying? If the Bears, the four of us getting together watching this game and just find another bottle of Abyss 2016?
I think we all pick something that we think would go well with the football game.
Cool. I'll get not cheese. It's fucking fly.
I'll go with
cheese. Fucking love cheese.
What's that? What's the brewery that's out west that does the Sleepy Bear?
Oh shit. I know what you're talking about. Oh god. Sleepy Bear, don't fucking do that, man. Don't fucking do that. You know what? We'll get something that's infected and smells like rotten cheese. That's what we'll get for you guys for the Packers. How's that?
Workforce.
Yeah, that's Sleepy Bear's actually
Drink
very
something
good.
in tribute to the Jets.
Oh yeah, Jets. We'll drink some from New York.
We're all Packer quarterbacks go to die.
And then right after that,
after
they go
one
to
decent
Minnesota.
Who is the? They don't have a starting quarterback yet, do they? Or,
Who?
The
Packers?
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love.
It's love season, baby.
Yeah.
You guys
I'm
already
excited.
sucking the dick of
I'm excited to
Johnny
see
Manziel
how
play.
Jordan Love does. I really am.
Jordan
Because the Packers know one thing for sure, and that's picking franchise quarterbacks.
When they had
know
Ron
that.
Wolf.
I'm sorry?
When they had Ron Wolf.
Who the fuck's that?
That was the GM who...
You don't know anything about the Packers.
I'm sorry. Oh, my dad and my sister love him, not me.
They used to have trading cards of just even Ron Wolf because he was the person who basically found every single person. I mean, he's part of the reason why you had Reggie White on the Packers.
Oh, Reggie White was the great. You know who was the best on the Packers? Sterling Sharp, one of the greatest wide receivers who had to retire early. Ugh.
Didn't want concussions.
Not dumb at all.
I don't know if I blame him.
Brandon, how many deep, dark abyss VHS cassettes would you give this?
For what it is, I'm going to give it a solid 3.
Nice. I feel like that's fair without being mean.
Again, we're rating it with what it is, not what it was.
Exactly. Matthew, how many deep, dark abyss VHS cassettes would you give this?
I would have started there. I think I'm at a 3.5 now. As I keep sipping on it, it's really nice, mellow, soft. It's a very silky body once you get rid of like that little bit of bitterness. So yeah, I'd say 3.5.
Dan, how many deep, dark, the abyss VHS cassettes are you going to give this? That time I threw in the so that everybody knows I'm talking about the movie. The Abyss. The Abyss, yeah.
Okay. I am going to go... I was going with 3.25. I don't hate it. I'm getting a slight oxidation on it, but I really do like the dark fruit characters.
Yeah, I'm going to go 3.25 as well.
3.25 what?
Deep, dark abyss. VHS cassettes. Yeah, I feel like this beer definitely was like top notch when it was fresh, and for 7 years, still not terrible. Like I said, this would be like really nice if you did like a dark chocolate baking thing with it. Like it would be really good, especially like I feel like a ganache, like a dark chocolate ganache with this in there would be. You know what? You should have saved this for Becca for fucking St. Patrick's Day next year.
But then I want to make her Guinness cupcakes.
I don't give a shit. I'm talking about what tastes good.
It is giving me nostalgia vibes though, because this used to be like a hype beer back in the day.
I'm pretty sure. You know what? If I'm not mistaken, Garfield's over there in Harlem might still have one of these. They have beers from 20 years ago, and they're still charging what the retail price would be today.
That's insane.
Yeah. All right. I think we got time for una más. What are we having? I already called it. It's that lager, right? We're doing that? Forbidden Root?
Yeah.
Dan, hit me up with some water while Matthew tells us what we're about to drink.
So this is done by our friends Forbidden Root. It is a toasted marshmallow style black lager with vanilla and toasted oak called Panda Party. And
is it a trash panda party or just a regular panda party?
Panda.
It's a normal panda, but trash pandas are pretty awesome.
So are red pandas.
It says, we've updated a classic German-style black lager with a rich but subtle touch of caramelized malt, vanilla, and deeply toasted American oak chips. While evocative of campfire toasted marshmallows, it's also highly drinkable.
What the fuck's evocative?
They really missed the opportunity to call this a pastry Schwartz beer.
I think the Germans might have been a little pissed. And it's 5.5%, and this was done by the Chicago Forbidden Root.
See, this is how you should do it. You start way the fuck up high and end way low. That's the way you do it. You don't gradually work your way up. That's how you don't remember what's going on. You know what I mean? So I'm going to say this right now, and we'll find out if I'm right or wrong. I'm going to say this is my favorite beer of the night. There's no response to that. You guys just look. This is a podcast.
Oh,
you guys can't just fucking look at me. Nobody sees it. We're not on YouTube.
I raised my eyebrows.
Matthew, you looked at me like...
We are.
Oh, that was a head tilt where I'm like, it's not that I'm not going to enjoy it, but I'm like, are we going to taste this after a 15% beer and a total?
No, yeah. I mean, I just had some water. Feeling pretty good. I got this. Hey, man, that's like a real big pour there.
It's mostly hard. I just really liked how it sounded pouring.
Sounds like you're Here's someone peeing into a urinal. You're not doing anything.
I know, he did a soft pour.
That's like
I didn't think
like
you wanted
So
to.
they call him Danny Soft Hands.
Are we really going to call him Danny Soft Hands from now?
Isn't that what you call him?
Hey, Soft Hands.
Hey, everybody, Danny Soft Hands is back. Hey.
You gotta change your handle. No longer hip hop's your Danny Soft Hands. Soft hands with smooth.
That's
smooth
your
jazz.
own. When we start doing the Patreons, that's going to be your own spinoff. Danny Soft Hands. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Danny Soft Hands. Just to let you know, we're drinking some soft beers tonight. Let me pour this for you.
I do the soft pours with
I do the
soft
soft
beer.
pours with
You
the
took
soft
you
beers.
take a drink. You
Yeah.
made a face. You made a face.
I did.
Alexa, stop.
Oh, boy. Oh, fuck.
Oh
no. Everything's fucked.
How many Alexas do you have down here?
Oh, no.
What else fell? I got that.
I'm not cutting any of this out.
Wait,
This is why we did Summer of the Stout. Yeah, I already put it.
Summer of the Black Lager.
This is Summer of the... I was wrong with what I said about earlier. Good, not great. That's where I'm going with this. You know, I'll start out. I normally throw it to you guys, but because I said I thought this was gonna be my favorite beer of the night, it's not bad.
Yeah.
There's smokiness to it. It's very light. Like
I hate it.
you hate it? Yes. Yeah, it's you know when you said aqueous long time ago when I started using it, it kind of comes across as almost like watered down, man.
You're the black lager.
I am.
And this is what I was like, you're doing it after barrel-aged stouts.
For sure.
But here's the thing. The reason I hate and don't dislike this is because when I first take a sip, you get that like roasty black lager flavor that's so good, and then it like is ruined by the marshmallow. So it's like gives you this hope of like a good thing, and then it just like fades away.
I'm not getting a bunch of.
Yeah, I don't really get marshmallow. I don't know how old this is, but
I get like a vanilla.
Who's got
Yeah.
the
To
can?
me, but that's like the marshmallow.
Is there a date on there?
yeah.
It was last year, like last November.
Canon 11, 29, 22. So it's a little under a year old.
Like 8 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, which the lager, like, I was like, I think the lager's still holding up.
I don't
think the marshmallows just turned into vanilla.
Yeah, I don't think I get a lot of marshmallow. Actually, it's not my favorite beer of the night, but now that I've poured a little bit more and had some, it's a nice dark lager with then like a nice slight vanilla finish to me.
Yeah, like my mind was playing tricks on me because I'm still in like stout mode. But when I took a sip, I had to remember like this is a lager, it's not a stout.
Yeah,
and I like it for what it is. Like,
yeah, it's not bad.
A black lager with some adjuncts to it, and it's not bad.
I think Dan's an idiot.
No, I mean everyone's got their personal preferences. And Dan,
I wasn't talking about the beer.
In general, do you
JK,
like
Dan.
black lagers?
Yes,
Okay.
I love like Schwartz beers. That's
Well,
what I'm saying.
yeah.
I like the first note when it hits my tongue, I like, and then it just goes bad.
Downhill. Yeah.
I think for me, the biggest thing that I wish I had more is saying, like, and it says big, bold marshmallows. Like,
Yeah.
I would, if you're going to put that big of marshmallow, I want to be hit.
Yeah, that's
with
kind of what I was
marshmallow.
hoping for. That's why I felt like, ooh, this was going to be the one that I really liked tonight.
Punch me in the nuts and give me
Yeah.
marshmallows.
Because if you
Dan's
didn't
going to punch me in the nuts.
if you didn't tell me this was adjuncted, I might not find.
I would say there's a weird sweetness to it that
Yes.
I can't
Like a
identify.
lactose.
Yeah.
But
yeah, something like that.
But to me, there's a lot of lagers too that, like, if they don't spend a lot of time lagering, you get kind of a sweetness on it. So
I mean, it smells like a roasty lager. It doesn't smell. I don't get. But I mean, I swirl it around and it just smells like beer. That smells like a lager.
yeah. Well, it's a nice, thin, easy drinking beer after a lot
It's not. I mean, at first I was put off. I really was. I've now had more, and you're right. It was. I mean, coming off of those other beers, and I mean, you can only cleanse your palate so much. But having more of it, more of it, more of it, it's all right. I like
would
it.
really like to taste. I would love it if they did the base beer of this
Without the marshmallow.
Yeah, just the black
Yeah,
lager.
I think
would love-
Dan would be on board for that too.
Agreed.
I really. We should do a dark lager episode for sure.
Well, we have one coming up in November.
I'm
Yeah, I was gonna say.
One of our absolute favorite ones.
Oh, which one's that?
Life's Blood.
Yes.
And first time ever we're submitting it, hopefully submitting it to GABF.
Really? You guys will probably win something.
We saved some so long as it's tasting.
I hope you guys
tasting
do.
great.
Because it is such a good beer, man. That's
We're just waiting to get invited to the barrel tasting of Krampus.
You know what day it is?
I don't know what day it is.
It's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
No. Like when you guys pull samples out and check it like midway through the year.
Oh.
I know that happens.
no. I just want you
Then
guys.
you just have to be there on a random morning at 9 a.m. with no.
Actually,
no prior warning.
I just want you guys to come back here so we can have the shit show of an episode that we had last time. But you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna spread. We literally would have to spread everybody out. We can't sit at the bar.
Or we could do it at like the production facility.
Smart. As long as you got the task cam, things are okay. Brandon, how many panda bears are you giving this one, buddy? Take it back. Hold on. Don't say shit. How many bamboo shoots are you giving this, buddy?
Well, now I have to recalculate everything. We're talking bamboo shoots. That's what a panda eats. Panda was the
They actually
dominant.
just eat bamboo. I don't know why I said shoots. How much bamboo are you giving them? This is going off the rails.
Pandas would have been the dominant one in
How
that
about this?
situation.
All right, how about this? How many marshmallows are you giving this one, buddy?
Oh, now you're really changing shit up.
Toasted or not toasted?
What does it say in the fucking can? Is it
It says
toasted?
toasted marshmallow.
How many toasted marshmallows are you giving this? How many Stay Puft Marshmallow Mans are you giving this?
How are they toasted? I'm going like 2.7. Wait. 2.
Whoa.
Is there actually marshmallows in this? Now that I'm reading it again.
Yeah, dude.
Toasted marshmallow style. And
Yeah.
it says black lager with vanilla and toasted oak.
Welcome to
Well,
the
to me,
show,
that means
Dan.
that it's obviously not marshmallows, but maybe
Nah,
like
I'm going-
vanilla
I'm-
and some
I'm just going to throw it out there, by the way. I did not get much over.
3.25.
If anything.
3.25.
Okay. Matthew, how many Stay Puft Marshmallow Men are you giving this?
Yeah, I would say 3.25 as well. For me, that's definitely like I would drink it, especially like a night tonight after a couple stouts, couple other beers. Couple two tree beers.
Yanni
Try
Danny,
new thing out.
Sleepy Daniel. What do we got, baby? How many Stay Puft Marshmallow Men are we giving this?
2.25.
2.25. Yeah, I saw that. That might be the lowest rating we ever had.
There's promise with the black lager. I just wish they wouldn't have put vanilla.
Sure.
I don't like. I mean, I'm like anti-vanilla in a lot of stuff except for stouts now.
I'm a big
IPAs.
fan. I can see
makes me wanna
that.
vomit.
There are certain vanilla IPAs that we can talk about this off mic. I'm gonna go with 3.
It's like Flight of the Bumblebees.
3 Stay Puft Marshmallow Men. I think it's a good black lager. I'm kind of with Dan on this. I don't know if the vanilla is something that I needed in this beer. It's all right, but not my favorite. Going off of what I thought I was going to be my favorite beer of the night. Real quick before we wrap this up, if you guys had to choose one beer tonight that you liked the most, what would it be? We're gonna throw it over to Danny first.
Dimensions of Time.
Dimensions of Time, good choice. And a quick explanation of why you feel like that was the best one? Your favorite?
Well, just like drinking it right now. Yeah, because I brought it.
Because
it's hard to get, bro.
It was tough, so it means it's good.
No,
Spend a lot of money on it.
The Abyss had some oxidation on it, but I liked the dark fruit notes on that. And then the first one I liked the like tiramisu-esque quality, but I just thought the other one was so balanced and well done.
So, Brandon,
I'm going to agree with Dan.
you're gonna go with that Dimensions?
Yeah, because I just liked the body, the mouthfeel, the flavor profile was just so well balanced. Yeah, I enjoyed it immensely. So, yeah.
Matthew.
I have to agree with you guys. Same thing. I really liked the fact that it was maple bourbon barrels where you just had this note of maple and the nose and just a little bit of that sweetness, but it was really balanced with the barrel and everything else.
I am in agreement with you guys as well. That was my favorite beer as well. I don't know. I feel like my second one would be Medusa. I think, are we all in agreement on that as well? Medusa be number 2.
Yeah.
Now, I guess the hard one would be between Panda Party and Abyss. What goes third and what goes fourth?
I know for Dan.
Abyss.
Yeah, for sure. Abyss is third. What about you guys? Abyss or Panda goes third?
It's a very tight tie.
I know we rated them slightly close.
But for what it is, I think I would say Abyss.
Okay. Matthew?
Yeah, given that Abyss was 7 years old, I think it was holding up for what it was. But I think that could be also the issue with Panda Party being 8-9 months old.
Yeah.
Sorry, please.
That the marshmallow and vanilla that we're all looking for is just looking for or not looking for. It feels like it's just missing that component and just might be too old.
Feel like because we really do need to get video. I do feel like because I got a decent amount of black lager, I think I am going to put the Panda Party above the Abyss, only because I don't know the Abyss is there. It is. The Abyss is a good sharing beer.
Like, you guys are done.
The Panda Party, I could have just fucking knocked back and been like, yeah, that was all right. But I had a beer and it's good. It's the end of the night. All right. Well, I think that's a good start to the Summer of the Stout. The Dark Knight ends. Wait, is that what's the third? What's the third? Rises, Dark Knight. Yeah, it's the Batman. The Dark
Batman
Knight.
Begins.
The Dark Knight Rises. Batman Begins. Dark Knight Rises. So this was already the Dark Knight Rises. So now it's just the Batman. We're Robert Pattinson right now. It's year one.
They need to go
That's
back.
the next one.
They need to go back.
We just
and then
fucked
the
Michael Keaton out of this whole thing?
No, we'll go back to it. We'll go back. We'll get there. I'm just saying, we're at the Robert Pattinson one, which, by the way, I did really enjoy. Matthew, thank you so much for joining us again. Always a pleasure to have you on the show. You're a nice dude, and I think a lot of people like you.
Well, thanks for having me.
Anytime. Literally. Like, I said I'm going to keep texting you, and we'll just keep throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Danny, you got anything you want to say?
No, I got nothing.
Actually, real quick, Matthew, back to you. Is there anything you want to say? Is there anything about Old Irving you want to throw out there, plug or whatever?
Events you're going to be at, things you're going to do.
When's this coming out?
This is coming out. What's today's date? Today's the 10th.
It's next week.
Monday, right?
This is the 10th?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 10th. So what's a week from now?
17th.
17th. What's going on?
Well, we would have just been at More Beer Fest for the 6th anniversary.
That's
so
not helpful.
anyone who's
Too
there,
fucking bad.
hopefully that you
If
enjoyed it.
if you were there, hope you had a fun time.
Yes. And then we a couple big things, but if anyone's coming to GABF, we'll be there, and then we'll also be at the Rare Beer Fest for Pints for Prostates on the Friday.
I think we'll bring you back on before then, so we can talk about that if you're interested.
Yeah.
And thank you for contributing to my block party.
You are welcome.
We love you guys.
Love you too.
Awesome. Danny, you got anything you want to say? Throw out there? Nothing?
I got nothing.
No hip-hop stuff? Nothing new? What's going on? What are we doing the Run the Jewels thing? That's soon. We should do that soon.
Whenever you finally want to
I'll start messaging you. That's what we'll do. It'll be a big thing. Danny, Tony, together. We're going to do it. Run the Jewels. Brandon, you want to plug anything? You got a side podcast coming up that you want to throw out there at all?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing my Fuck This Shit, Fuck That Shit podcast where I just talk about fucking this shit and fucking that shit. So, tune in soon.
When does that come out?
Fuck it. Nobody knows.
Fantastic.
I do it when I want to.
I can't. I honestly, I hope that's real. I hope you do that.
I want this to be
I
a
really
thing, and I want
that. That's gotta be a thing. I do want everyone to have their own singular 15-minute show. That would be fantastic. Brandon, I love you, man.
Love you too, bud.
And thanks everybody for listening. And the person who on July 9th decided to listen to 71 episodes here in Chicago, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And everybody else who keeps
Not even that many
commenting,
hours in the day.
commenting. Something's up.
He's playing them on every
Fuck it,
speaker.
just keep it going. And everybody else that keeps, in contact with us, liking the show and all that other shit. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys next week. Adios.
Goodbye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
This has been The Malting Hour. Be sure to follow us on all social media by searching The Malting Hour and at themaltinghour.com. You can also follow us individually on social media. Brandon can be found on Instagram as BMDub81, on Twitter, BDub81, and on Untapped as BDubDrinksBeer. Tony can be found on Instagram and Untapped under Ace of Help Chicago, on Twitter, The Ace of Help Chicago. Clark can be found as Clarkowski on all three. Dan can be found on Instagram as hip__hops and hip hops on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, like, and rate the show on your preferred podcast listening platform. Until next time, cheers from all of us at The Malting Hour.